Hello and welcome to another video. My name's Swithers, and for the last 127 days, I have been training using gymnastics rings. Here's what happened. If you've ever looked online for a bodyweight workout program, you've probably come across this one by Bodyweight Tribe, the gym rings program for a Greek god physique. Well, I came across that program, and since the 1st of February this year, I've been following it every single week except for one. This video is going to be split into 3 sections. First, I'll give a quick overview of the program and what it involved. Then I'll move on to the results I had from the program, and finally, a review of the program at the end. I'll put timestamps to each section in the comments, so if you came here looking for one specific part of that, then just click on the timestamp in the comment. Let's start by outlining the program. It was split into 3 phases, which was supposed to be 4 to 5 weeks each. However, I chose to go for slightly longer than that on each phase just to get comfortable with the exercise that I was doing before moving on to the next. I chose to do 4 sessions each week, 2 of them push, 2 of them pull. The exercises between each phase were very similar, but some of them got replaced with harder variations or more repetitions as you moved from one phase to another. Each individual session involved a warm-up, followed by 5 main exercises. Just for an example, I'll go over what the phase 3 sessions involved. The push session was pike push-ups for 5 sets of 10 reps, ring archer push-ups for 5 sets of 10 reps, Bulgarian ring dips for 5 sets of 8 reps, tricep extensions for 3 sets of 10 reps, and standard ring dips for 3 sets of 10 reps. The pull session then involved ring archer pull-ups for 5 sets of 6 reps, single arm rows for 5 sets of 8 reps, pelican curls for 4 sets of 3 reps, bicep curls for 3 sets of 10 reps, and face pulls for 3 sets of 10 reps. The number of reps performed for a lot of these exercises was in a range, so you could progress from, let's say, 6 pull-ups through to 10 pull-ups throughout one of the phases. So that's a general outline of the program and an example of some of the sessions that you would be doing. If you want specifics for phases 1 and 2, then please check out some of these other videos that will appear in the card on the screen. Right, brief interlude. If you're finding this video useful and you're enjoying it at all, please consider hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, and that bell icon next to it. It really does help out the channel. Anyway, that's it. Back to the main video. Right, now onto the fun bit. What progress did I make during the program? By far, the biggest gains that I saw were on the pushing exercises. My pushing strength, and especially my overhead pushing strength, were really weak before I started this program, so they had a lot of room to improve. And improve they did. At the start of the program, I could do around 6 to 7 decent reps of tricep dips on the rings. Now, at the end of the program, I managed 23 reps of ring dips in one set. And to boot, my dips are also cleaner and more controlled than they were at the start. For the overhead strength, to begin with, I was doing sets of 8 reps of pike push-ups with my feet on the floor. But I was doing them with incorrect and just bad form all around, with my elbows flaring out to the sides loads. Now, at the end of the program, I do sets of 10 reps of pike push-ups with much better form, and with my feet significantly elevated off the floor to make them even harder. In all of the other pushing exercises, I've just noticed that I feel generally more controlled and just significantly stronger doing them than I was at the start of the program. On the pulling exercises, I've seen slightly less pronounced gains, but my pulling strength was in a much better place before I started this program, so there was less room for improvement in those exercises. For a direct comparison though, at the start I tried some ring archer pull-ups, and I was able to do a couple of these, but it was with quite questionable form and could maybe give myself 4 reps of them. At the end of this program, I am reliably doing 6 reps of the archer pull-ups with, I think, pretty decent form. My favourite improvements, however, that I've noticed from this program are outside of those core exercises that are done in the program. For example, my core strength has improved dramatically thanks to the gymnastics rings. Every single exercise requires you to stabilise yourself using your core, So even if you're not doing a specific core exercise, you're still working your core. And this has allowed my L-sit to go from under 10 seconds at the start of this program to over 30 seconds by the end of it. That is a massive improvement in my core strength. Also, throughout the course of this program, I've managed to improve my bar muscle up technique. So this is what it looked like at the start. There was quite a lot of kipping to be able to get myself up above the bar. Now I can do one with minimal kipping and keeping my legs straight throughout as well. Also during this program, I managed to learn how to do a ring muscle up, and I've managed to get the technique pretty decent for it now. I can do it starting from an L-sit and without kipping my way up. An extra bonus as well, I'm now able to just try dumb things on the rings. I'm stable enough that I can try things like upside down ring dips. And I was also trying explosive pull-ups by letting go of the ring and grabbing onto the bar. Just fun, dumb things like that. I've now got the strength and the stability just to be able to try them. In the title of this program, it promised me a Greek god physique. Now, it's up to you whether you think I've, got that physique, but physique changes weren't my primary goal for this program. But obviously, I'm not going to complain about them if they happen. My body weight at the start of this program was just under 76 kilograms, about 167 pounds for you Americans, and at the end of the program today, my body weight was just under 76 kilograms, around about 167 pounds. So there was literally no change in my body weight throughout this program. I've tracked my weight throughout, and I've tracked my body measurements throughout. And I can tell you that my arms have gotten slightly bigger, my chest has gotten slightly bigger, whilst my waist has gotten slightly smaller. Nothing insane, however I'm definitely not going to complain about those measurements changing, whilst my weight has stayed the same. Because what that most likely means is that I have managed to lose a bit of body fat and put on a bit of muscle. Right, so that's the progress that I made during the program. Now let's move on to a review of the program as a whole. So this is for anybody who's watching who is thinking about starting a workout program and just wants to know if this one is for them. I'll start by listing the positives I found from the program, and then I'll go on to the negatives and then just give some overall thoughts at the end. The first positive. The program was clearly a success. The goals of the program are strength and hypertrophy, so basically being able to do more press-ups and looking better whilst doing those press-ups. And to some degree, I've managed both of these goals. I've seen an increase in my pushing strength, I've seen an increase in my pulling strength, and I'm pretty sure I've put on a bit of muscle whilst dropping a bit of body fat. Now, those are all of the boxes ticked for strength and hypertrophy, so the program clearly does what it's trying to do. So this means you're not going to be spending 12 plus weeks doing this program and seeing no results whatsoever. Another positive then is that the program encourages you to spend time on specific skill work. So throughout this program I wanted to work on my handstand and my muscle ups, and the program actually specifies time between the warm-up and the main exercises where you should be doing these exercises. It actually encourages you to work on your handstands and L-sits because they will help with exercises further down the line. I think this is very good because this is something a lot of programs don't have any time for, just practicing some exercises that you want to practice. Another positive is that the program hits a great balance between strength and hypertrophy. So you've got some big compound exercises like the pike press-ups and the pull-ups hitting large muscle groups, and you're doing these at lower rep ranges for really, really intense reps. And then equally, you've got things like the bicep curls and the tricep extensions for higher rep ranges. This is more for the hypertrophy, so building the muscle. And personally, I think the program strikes a very good balance between the two things there. The last positive then is that the program has a very clear path for progressive overload. So this is something that's quite difficult with the bodyweight program, but luckily the program very clearly states the rep ranges you need to move through, quite often 6 to 10 reps. And then when you hit those 10 reps, it's got another exercise ready for you lined up, which is just a harder progression of that first one. So for example, at the start you might be doing 6 reps of pull-ups, then you might progress that to 10 reps of pull-ups, and then once you get to there, you'll move back to 6 reps, but you'll do L-sit pull-ups, which is just a harder variation on that exercise. Progressive overload is quite a difficult concept to get right in just bodyweight training, but I think this program does a very good job of it. Now, onto the negatives. The biggest one for me is that the program isn't always clear on what you should be doing. The biggest part of that is that it never actually tells you how many days a week you should be doing the exercises. Now this is a bit of a problem, because I might have just spent nearly 130 days doing the program completely wrong. It might be designed to be done every single day of the week. It might be designed to be done one day of the week. There's not really any way of knowing. So I personally chose to do 4 days a week, 2 push, 2 pull, and this worked for me. But if you try this program, you're going to have to pick your own number of days to do it, and you might get better results, you might get worse results. There's no way of knowing. Another negative for me was repetitiveness. Now, take this one with a grain of salt. Any program is going to be repetitive. If you want to get better at exercise, you have to do that exercise and then do more reps of it, do it at a higher weight, do a harder variation, etc. The program makes a big deal of the 3 distinct phases it's got, and almost nothing actually changes between these phases. I was really hoping for a slightly bigger change in the exercises between them, but this one is completely personal opinion. So you might do this program and not mind at all, you might not find it repetitive in the slightest. And then the last negative for me is the rate of progression of one of the exercises in particular. Now, I said at the start my overhead pushing strength was pretty bad starting this, which is true. And it has improved a lot, so the program has helped with it, don't get me wrong. The program wants you to start with pike push-ups with your feet on the floor, and then progress within 12 to 15 weeks to full handstand push-ups. I personally think it tries to progress from the pike push-ups to the handstand push-ups a bit too quickly. Once again, this might just be me. Your mileage might vary, you might be able to bash out 10 handstand push-ups by the end of the program. And if you can, that's awesome. But for me personally, I stuck with the pike push-ups throughout and just got gradually better technique and raised my feet higher off the floor to make it harder. Overall though, I am very, very happy with this program. The results I've seen have been great, and it's also made me just feel really, really strong again. And the program has managed to clearly bring me back to at least the same level of fitness I was back last February when everything was open and I had access to everything. And it's done this with me in my driveway, just using bodyweight exercises. So then when we take into consideration the price of this program, which is nothing, it's pretty much unbeatable value. So who would I recommend this program for then? Anyone who is looking to get stronger and bigger and doesn't want to go to a gym or doesn't want to do exercises in a gym to do so, this program is absolutely perfect for you. I didn't go to a gym for the best part of 18 months, and when I finished this program I was feeling just as good as I was when I left the gym before COVID. However, on the other hand, if your specific goal is just strength or just hypertrophy, there probably are more specific programs to those goals that you can find. But if you want to just improve your general strength and hypertrophy at the same time, this is pretty much perfect for you. I would strongly recommend though, only do this for maximum of 4 days a week and incorporate some cardio and some leg exercises into it as well, just to keep you more balanced as a whole. Anyway, that is it for my results and review of the Gym Rings program by Bodyweight Tribe. If you've got any questions about the program or my results, then just leave a comment down below. I'm always happy to answer them. And if you've enjoyed this video at all, please consider liking, subscribing and hitting that bell icon. It really does help the channel out. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.